There's this massive $60 billion industry that, for the most part, is still run on spreadsheets and yellow notepads. Kind of crazy, right? Well, today we're diving into an innovative solution built to bring some serious order to that chaos. Let's get into it. So, let me ask you this. Have you ever shown up for an appointment, a meeting, or some kind of job only to realize you're way, way too early? The place is a total mess, people are still running around working, and you're just standing there stuck. Yeah, it's a super frustrating feeling for anyone. But for one particular industry, this isn't just an annoyance, it's a daily, profit-killing reality. And this right here, this is the heart of the problem for post-construction cleaning crews. It's this constant no-win situation. I mean, if you show up too early, you've completely wasted a trip, you're trying to dodge painters, you're dealing with literal wet paint. But if you show up too late, the job's already gone. Some other competitor beat you to it. You're constantly choosing between wasting your time or losing out on money.
This whole dilemma, this entire mess, it actually has a name. It's called the wet paint problem. And it is, without a doubt, the single biggest headache for these businesses.
And see, the wet paint problem, it doesn't just stop there. It kind of spills over into everything else. It's not just about one wasted trip. It's what leads to those insane, chaotic, last-minute rush orders from contractors who just forgot to call. It's what sparks arguments over payments when the site gets dirty again. And maybe worst of all, it creates this totally unpredictable feast or famine workflow that's just impossible to manage. So look, this isn't about one cleaning company having a bad day. Not at all. This is a systemic issue. We are talking about an entire industry that is, for all intents and purposes, flying completely blind. There's actually a technical term for this, and it's perfect. It's called timeline opacity, and it just perfectly captures that huge information gap. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has a clear, real-time view of when a project is actually ready. And that lack of visibility, that's the root of all the chaos. And get this. This isn't some rare, once-in-a-while thing. An incredible 87% of construction projects hit delays. 87%! That means trying to rely on the original schedule is a losing game from the very beginning. The timeline is almost guaranteed to shift. But the cleaning crews, they're always the last to find out. But here's the part that's just wild. We're talking about a $60 billion industry, and its most critical operations are being managed with spreadsheets and yellow notepads. Now, this is a huge problem, but it also creates a massive opportunity for anyone who can bring a little bit of clarity to all that chaos. And that, of course, brings us to the hero of our story, a solution called Sweep Signal. It's a tool designed specifically to provide that exact missing clarity. Its mission is so simple, but honestly so powerful, to take the absolute chaos of post-construction scheduling and turn it into a predictable, manageable calendar. So how in the world do they do that? Well, it's pretty clever. They monitor public data from city and county records. They watch for these key signals that a project is getting close to the finish line. Things like building permit updates, requests for final inspections, or when a certificate of occupancy is issued. That right there, that's the signal in all the noise. This really shows you the fundamental shift in approach. The old way is just purely reactive. You're waiting for calls, hoping you stumble upon a finished project, making endless cold calls. But the Sweep Signal way, it's completely proactive. You get an automated alert the second a project is broom ready, which lets you send a perfectly timed, warm bid right when that contractor needs you the most. Okay, so that sounds great, but how does the magic actually work? Let's pop the hood and take a look. What's really great is how simple they've made it for the user. It really comes down to just 3 steps. First, you just draw your service area on a map. Second, the system automatically gives you a hot list of all the projects that are about to finish up inside your zone. And third, with just a click, you can generate and send off a pre-filled bid. It's that straightforward. Now, underneath that simple flow are some seriously powerful features. You've got that radar map view of all the projects, you get those all-important broom-ready alerts sent right to your phone and email, but then there's this other stuff, like a specialized bid calculator, and, this is a total game changer, a contractor reliability score. It's kind of like a Yelp rating for general contractors based on how well they pay and communicate. So cool. So what's the secret sauce making all of this so smart and dynamic? Well, it's an AI agent they call the Foreman bot. So instead of just getting this massive data dump, you can actually interact with it. You can talk to it. For instance, a user could just ask it, hey, Foreman, find all the commercial retail projects over 5,000 square feet in Austin that are about 80% complete. This makes it way more than just a tracker. It's a real market intelligence tool. So you've got all this tech, all this data. What does it really mean for a business at the end of the day? Well, it's a fundamental shift in how they operate. You go from guessing to winning. This visual really nails what we call the timeline trap. Think about it. Your competitors are just calling randomly, during framing and drywall, way too early. Then they call again after the project is totally done and handed over, way too late. But the sweep signal user, they get one single perfect alert right around the final inspection. And that one moment of perfect timing, that's what wins the bid. And when you put it all together, the impact across the entire business is just transformative. Your business development goes from guessing and cold calling to timed precision. Your scheduling goes from chaos and wasted trips to actual control and efficiency. And most importantly, your profitability goes from that stressful feast or famine cycle to a predictable, steady stream of revenue. This whole explainer, when you really boil it down, is about finding a single reliable signal in a really noisy, opaque system. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other huge old-school industries are out there just waiting for their own sweep signal to come along and completely change the way they work?